There's a lot of science behind manifestation, isn't it? I call this the law of commitment instead of law of attraction. You are manifesting into reality first by working on yourself. Now, today we would learn the last two components around how we could work on money goals. With that, let's proceed into the video. So today we would wrap things up for working on the money goal, and we would learn more about the principles of investing as well as finding confirmation and acknowledgement. Together with the belief system which we've crafted out yesterday, as well as gain awareness around where we are currently at with our money beliefs, this would give you a template on how to reprogram your mind so that you could effortlessly manifest wealth into existence. This is a DIY approach, which is generic for all. Okay, but there is a coaching approach. Okay, and coaching approach is actually much more driven by the coach and is a lot more easier compared to you doing it by yourself. Okay, so this has to be explored individually. Okay, now let's hop into principles of investing. Now, before we go into principles of investing, we need to first understand what is your relationship with money. Now, this really boils down to whenever you spend money, how do you feel? Each time when you think about money, how do you feel? Do you feel shameful? Do you feel bad? Do you feel guilty? Do you feel good? Do you feel joyful, happy? What do you feel whenever you think about money? Okay. Now, some people, they are willing to spend money joyfully. Each time when they spend money, they feel satisfied, they feel fulfilled, they buy the things that they truly love, and they don't complain about spending money. Some people, they spend money stingily and they complain about spending each time they spend money. So that is an unpleasant way or an unpleasant relationship with money. So have a think about where you are at right now, how you spend money, or how you think about money. This would help you get more clarity around your relationship with money. Now, I give you an example of mine. When I was younger, I did not have a lot of money, okay? And compared to my situation right now, I've got everything. I've got a roof over my head. I've got 2 cars. I've got my own crypto assets. I've got some stocks and bonds. I've got the things that I need, okay? And I'm comfortable. Now, what I need to understand is I've worked on my money beliefs. When I was younger, I had a lot of limiting beliefs that has been established throughout my childhood years, okay, the imprint stage. Now, the limiting beliefs that I had was that I simply feel like I can't make a lot of money through investment, okay, and that way I can't make money because if I were to rely on a 9 to 5 job, I will always be what I am bounded by, which is my salary, and a huge sum of the salary has to be paid on the bills, on the loans, on all the etc. things, right? So if I were to just simply rely on my salary remuneration, then I would get nowhere. Right now, I'm a business owner because I have the confidence that I could make more. You see? So I've already worked on these money beliefs, and all those money beliefs happened from the time when I was younger, where my dad, back then we had a lot. Okay, my dad was pretty much wealthy. We had a few homes, one bungalow and several condominiums. Okay, and in Singapore, that's quite a huge deal back then. During the year of the 2000s, okay, it was quite a huge deal because property prices were already quite expensive back then. Okay, but because of one failed investment in stocks and bonds, my dad actually burned out quite a lot of income, and we got to an extent whereby we had to live a lot more frugally, and that also resulted in the relationship between him and mom not getting very close and often getting into arguments and fights about money. And we as younger kids, right, would always listen behind the scenes, and that has actually created a lot of imprint in me saying that, oh, you can't invest in money, you definitely risk all your investments and your savings away, and money investment is a bad deal. Just be stable in a 9 to 5 job, never ever to look out, never ever be a business owner. You work your guts off being a business owner, and you pretty much get paid just like any other 9 to 5 person. So that were the imprint that was planted into me, you see. So think about your own situation in life. What was your own limiting beliefs around money, and how did it got implanted into you? Now, as soon as you gain awareness around your relationship with money, you can consciously start shifting it right now. Know that once you start working on yourself, you start identifying, gaining awareness around the problem that has caused you to have this belief or the relationship with money, then we can start reframing them. And with that, we learn the principles of investing. Now, not literally teaching you how to invest money, but how you invest your money. Each time you spend money, it's easy to spend, right? How do you spend money? Some people spend it mindlessly, some people spend it mindfully, and that is spending. Spending is not just spending, you are investing in something in return. It is always a value to value exchange. Some people just go get a cup of coffee for $6, $7, and they're willing to pay that sort of money. What is the value in return? Oh, I'm getting a value in return that I don't have to make my own coffee. So that is the value exchange. Whereas some people, they are not willing to spend that money for coffee. They would rather buy instant coffee or they make their own coffee, from a coffee machine. So what is the intent behind why you spend money? That is the most important. Okay. How you intently spend or invest that money makes the whole equation around your relationship with money. You need to get clear each time whenever you spend money. You need to know what are you ultimately getting. Think of the ROI in return and do not reluctantly spend money. Each time you reluctantly spend money, you're just establishing a very negative experience with money. You're just reframing your mind, stacking on the old belief saying that you don't have enough. Why can't I afford this? Why am I so stingy? You see, so things like that. You need to stop stacking on the old belief. Whereas you need to shift your worldview around how you intently invest your money in. So right now, if you say that I don't have money, but you're always constantly spending $5 to $6 on buying coffee from coffee shops, okay? And whereas you can actually get it from your own coffee machine, or you can make instant coffee, which works pretty much the same, then ask yourself, are you intently investing your money wisely? Now, again, when you crafted out your own money beliefs yesterday, you might have looked at some of the solutions whereby you require yourself to invest in programs, invest in coaching, invest in personal upgrades or self-improvement or buying books or learning from different courses or teachers. So all of that requires you to invest your money, isn't it? Now, each time when you spend or you're looking to invest, what is your intention? You need to carry a positive stacking kind of intention that helps you affirm in your current new beliefs, isn't it? So each time when you invest your money, just say, I'm willing to invest this money and I would get back 10x in return or 20x in return. So you need to really carry this belief. It always boils down to the emotion that you're feeling, isn't it? You first generate a thought, then you generate an emotion or feeling to reaffirm that thought. And that ultimately forms a new belief, right? So now, by gaining this intention on effectively investing your money, you will 10x in return. So I give you my personal example again. So I've invested in a lot of self development kind of courses. I spent a lot on personal development programs. I went to learn a lot of spiritual modalities. I spent over $80,000 on personal development. And every time I'm willing to spend on personal development or spending even on a coaching program myself to work on myself personally, I keep telling myself, initially I started telling myself, would this actually work? Why am I spending so much money? I'm reluctant to spend that money. I had that old mindset. And that was the old scarcity mindset. Okay. And I had to keep reframing myself. Oh, I'm going to get back this money some way or another. Okay. The universe would always provide for me. Then I started creating new affirmations and beliefs around how I would change my worldview. Then I started saying that I would get back 10x in return. This money would be always tangible. It will come back in some tangible or intangible way. Okay. We live and we only have one life, okay, we are already on the profit side of things, right? And this, whatever that we are learning, whatever that we carry with us, is already the profit side of things. And we carry it all the way till our deathbeds. So it's really a profit, isn't it? So it would some way or another shape your experience of life. So it is not always going to give you tangible outcomes, but it would overall always give you something in return for your exchange of money. So carry this in your mind today. Okay? Shift your worldview and intently, mindfully spend your money. Do not spend it mindlessly. If not, you're just telling money that you don't deserve that money, that you don't cherish money. It's very easy to spend money without actually considering about spending money. Now, you need to also think, is it really what you want whenever you are trying to buy some stuff? Like you want to get a car. Do you really want it? You want to get into this coaching program. Do you really want it? You want to invest in personal development. Do you really want it? Now, really think about it. If you truly want something, you will go all out to get it. Okay? If there are hesitations behind, then start to explore. Are they aligning with your beliefs? Are they aligning with your values as a person in general? What are you going to get out of it? Okay? Right now, you may have hesitations in trying to spend money because you have not worked out your beliefs and your values. So start shifting your worldview and have the intent around why you spend money. And then you will see this principle of investing is going to help you tremendously. Whatever you put out, you will always get back without any worries. Make sense? Now, the last part, we talk about confirmation and acknowledgement. So this confirmation and acknowledgement is simply you finding the evidence around what your belief around money and all the action condition has actually worked for you. Okay, so it's finding evidence. Throughout it's easy to just think, oh, okay, I'm getting progress here somewhere. But when you actually see it, you witness it, it actually motivates you through all this tiny progress that you're getting. So I give you a personal example. Back then I was 112 kilos. And when I went into the army, I lost a lot of weight, which is down to, I lost about close to 30 kilos down. And that actually made me feel good when I stand in front of the mirror. I said, oh, I actually start telling myself, oh, hey, I actually can lose weight. And I actually look good standing in front of the mirror. And that makes me feel a healthy level of self-esteem. Now, it sort of motivated me because I saw the progress and I worked really hard to lose those weight. I was eating healthily. I was no longer taking sugary stuff, fried food, stuff like that, right? So it motivated me more. So now, because I reached a stagnation, the weight of a stagnation point. So I had to constantly push myself out of my comfort zone. So I had to run more every single day. I run 8K in the morning, 6K at night in order to lose even more weight. So I got myself down further by 5 kilos. And I reached to the point where I was somewhere around 70 kilos, and that's where I hit a stagnation point again. So I stand in front of the mirror and say, do I really want to lose more weight? And I start questioning myself, and how can I lose more weight? So I thought myself, if I'm gonna move to Australia, I might as well learn personal or self-defense kind of martial arts, okay, so that I could actually lose weight in the process as well as learning the skill of self-protection, right? So that's where I started picking up Muay Thai. And I push myself really hard. I go every single day. And some days I would do 7 hours of training. So that was how hard I pushed myself because I set my goal of losing my weight down to 65 kilos. And I got myself down to 67 or 68 kilos. And back then I was pushing myself very hard. I was also doing intermittent fasting as well. Okay, so all this tiny motivation, tiny evidence that I'm getting progress here and there, I'm getting mental alertness, getting sharpness, it is actually pushing me to push myself harder so that I see progress even more. Do you see what it is actually doing to yourself? As you find yourself progress more, you will more likely push yourself more. So what you need to do in this process is to actually get yourself a very small journal, or we call this the book of wins. Record down all the wins that aligns with your beliefs and aligns with your progress. Just jot down no matter how small or big it is. It is like giving yourself a mental pat on the back. Okay, so whenever you're able to see evidence, this reaffirms that you are progressing, and this reaffirms your beliefs that it is working for you. Step by step, your confirmations is just taking you along to the bigger goal that you're trying to achieve. If the big goal is on a scale from 0 to 10 is on the 10 scale, and that is the highest vibration of aligning to your goals, then you and your tiny goals are somewhere around 5 or 6. It is still on the same vibrational wavelength. You're just not getting the full intensity, that's all. But it will eventually get you there. Okay, so keep a book of wins, jot down every single day, no matter how big or small it is. You are giving yourself an encouragement as you progress along. So, with that, we wrap things up for principles of investing as well as confirmation of your wins as well as your progress. Okay, I hope you find this useful and use it. If you don't use it, it's just something that you chuck in the back of your head. Okay, and if you find this useful and you really feel like you want to go through coaching and actually step up your game in terms of your manifestation, then reach out to me. Okay, I hope this video makes sense for you. Much love and blessings to you.